Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Miss Brianne, and welcome back to our Summer Reading Fairy Tale Fridays. And this is the mini-series where we celebrate this year's summer reading theme, Tales with Tales, by reading some fairy tales out of a great anthology. And the anthology I'm reading from is called The Great Fairy Tales Treasure Chest. Now, the adaptations of the fairy tales in this anthology is by Angela Rahaniotis. The text is by Peter Holeinone. The illustrators are Tony Wolff and Pierro Cattaneo. The graphic design and layout is by Zapp, and the publisher is Tormont Publications Incorporated. Now, we're going to be reading from book 5 of our anthology today, and the fairy tale that's will be read this week is The Three Little Pigs. So, are we ready to begin? Alright, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a very naughty wolf who wanted to eat 3 little pigs. But the cleverest of the little pigs was more cunning than the wolf, and this is their story. The 3 Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who left their mommy and daddy to see the world. All summer long, they roamed through the woods and over the plains, playing games and having fun. Wherever they went, they were given a warm welcome. But as summer drew to a close, they realized that folk were preparing for winter. Autumn came and it began to rain. The 3 little pigs started to feel they needed a real home. They talked about what to do, but each decided for himself. The laziest little pig said he'd build a straw hut. "It will only take a day," he said. The others disagreed. "It's too fragile," they said, but he refused to listen. Not quite so lazy, the second little pig went in search of planks of wood. It took him 2 days to nail them together. "That's not the way to build a house," said the third little pig. "It takes hard work to build a house that is strong enough to stand up to wind, rain, and snow. And most of all, protect us from the wolf." The days went by, and the wisest little pig's house took shape, brick by brick. From time to time, his brothers visited him, saying with a chuckle, "Why are you working so hard? Why don't you come and play?" "I shall finish my house first. It must be solid and sturdy. And then I'll come and play," he said. "I shall not be foolish like you, for he who laughs last, laughs longest." One day, the little pigs found the tracks of the big wolf. They rushed home in alarm. Along came the wolf, scowling fiercely at the laziest pig's straw hut. "Come out!" ordered the wolf. "I'd rather stay where I am," replied the little pig in a tiny voice. "I'll make you come out," growled the wolf angrily. Puffing out his chest, he blew with all his might, right onto the house. And all the straw the silly pig had heaped against some thin poles fell down in the great blast. The little pig slithered out from underneath the heap of straw and dashed towards his brother's wooden house. "Come back!" roared the wolf, trying to catch the pig as he ran into the wooden house. The other little pig greeted his brother, shaking like a leaf. "I hope this house won't fall down. Let's lean against the door so he can't break in." "Open up! Open up!" shouted the wolf as he rained blows on the door. Inside, the 2 brothers wept in fear, and did their best to hold the door fast against the blows. Then the furious wolf drew in a really enormous breath and went, "Woo!" The wooden house collapsed like a pack of cards. Luckily, the wisest little pig had been watching the scene from the window of his brick house, and he rapidly opened the door to his fleeing brothers. And not a moment too soon, for the wolf was already hammering furiously on the door. This house was much more solid than the others. He blew once. He blew again, and then for a third time. But the house did not budge an inch. The wolf decided to try one of his tricks. He scrambled up a nearby ladder onto the roof to have a look at the chimney. However, the wisest little pig had an idea, and he quickly said, "Quick, light the fire!" The wolf was not sure if he should slide down the black hole, but the sound of the little pig's voices below only made him feel hungrier. "I'm dying of hunger. I'm going to try and get down." And he let himself drop. But his landing was rather hot. Too hot. The wolf landed in the fire. The flames licked his hairy coat, and his tail became a flaming torch. "Never again! Never again will I go down the chimney," he squealed. Then he ran away as fast as he could. The three happy little pigs began to dance and sing. "Tra-la-la, tra-la-la, the wicked black wolf will never come back." From that terrible day on, the wisest little pig's brothers set to work. In less than no time, up went 2 new brick houses. The wolf did return once, but when he caught sight of 3 chimneys, he remembered the terrible pain of a burnt tail, and he left for good. Now safe and happy, the wisest little pig called out to his brothers, "No more work! Come on, let's go out and play." And that is the end of the story. So it looks like the 2 lazier little pigs, they built very simple houses, and what happened? The wolf was able to knock them down in no time. But the wisest little pig took his time and built a strong house out of bricks, and he worked very hard. And guess what? The wolf couldn't even touch it. So, boys and girls, the lesson in today's story is, if you work hard, it always pays off in the end. This is Miss Brianne. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you soon.